All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Lillian coming with another video. We're getting better at this, but let me make sure that we are live. I just have to check, make sure, verify, just have to. All right, so today we're going to be talking about over planning, over analyzing. Excuse my dog. She is just throwing a tantrum. Because, first of all, I ate before the live, okay? Because I was hungry, okay? And we're going to talk about it. But then my dog is trying to eat my food. You know what I mean? Like, she's trying to eat my food. And she has food. And she doesn't want to eat her food. But, like, this is my food. You know what I mean? Like, no. And so now she's mad. And so she'll take that little teddy bear. That's the only one she used, like, when she upset. So she'll just be fighting the teddy bear because she really want to fight me, but she can't fight me. So she take her anger out on the little teddy bear. So I just have to share that with y'all. Excuse her. She's going to be acting a fool. I be watching my lives back sometime, and my dog be doing her own thing. But I'm just letting you know, she is a little, yeah. I spoiled her. We're trying to get her back on her regimen of, not eating what I eat. She had ribs. She had everything for the holidays. We're trying to get her back. Like, I just want her to experience all that she can as a young, whippersnapper. But, yeah, that's just me and my dog. But anyway, so we're talking about over planning, over analyzing. My previous videos, and if you just watch my channel or familiar with my content, I like to plan. I have a planner for the planner. Okay, we talked about planner inserts. We're talking just all types of stuff. I like to put things together. If you've seen my videos about glowing up, I will make a spreadsheet of information for what is the glow up? What is the vibe? We got to do a mood board. You know what I'm saying? What is the mood? What is the vibe? What is the energy that we're trying to portray? And then we take steps toward that. But sometimes, y'all, I be stuck into the just planning phase, right? And so we're going to work through that together, okay? I cleaned up my apartment and I found videos on videos on videos and video ideas, all right? Notebook paper. See, I like to write stuff down. I know everything is digital, right? But I be writing stuff down all the time. And so I be finding papers like, oh, that's a great idea. And I write it down and then I'll lose the paper. Now, we have already established that your girl is on the spectrum. We have already established that, all right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm on the wrong prescription because it's, we're not depressed anymore, but we're still having issues with that attention and just like getting trapped in a web of information. I feel like because we have access to so much information, one, there is no excuse for you to be ignorant, okay? There is no excuse for you not to know because you have the resources to the information and it's literally free. If you have a data plan, free Wi-Fi, you have access to information and there's no excuse not to seek out the information if you feel like you don't know something, right? But the thing is, what happened, like, I be trapped in the information. I be wanting to know about everything. Let me give you an example. I'm sitting down and I'm eating my chickpeas and cauliflower. I was like, these chickpeas is good because growing up, I wasn't eating chickpeas like that for real. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, dang, these chickpeas are good. Where chickpeas come from? And so I'm watching a whole YouTube video, right? A whole YouTube on where chickpeas came from, who brought them to America, all that stuff. I'm like, ooh, cauliflower and broccoli, they look alike. Are they family? You know what I'm saying? Are they kin on the plantain and stuff like that? Like, how did people come up with broccoli and how did they decide that they was going to start eating broccoli and eating cauliflower and stuff like that? Like, who said that was going to be a vegetable? How did you know that was something that you was going to be eating and everything like that? So yeah, your girl be like wondering about random stuff all the time. And so sometimes it feels like I have about 47, 50, 55 tabs open in my brain. So if somebody asks me a question, I'd be like, it could go either way. Like, are you asking me the question because you want to ask me the question? Because you want the answer to the question? Or are you you have an ulterior motive? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing something because you doing it, or because you doing it to get on my nerves? Like, did you mean to get on my nerves? Are you ignorant? Like, are you on that level? You're not on that level. I have to figure out all this stuff because I believe that people just don't be doing stuff just to do it. I be feeling like there's an ulterior motive. Like, you're up to something, you're doing something. And so, I feel like sometimes, I'm not going to say paranoia. I'm not going to say that. But like, sometimes there have been situations where your girl is paranoid. Like, why are they doing this? Because sometimes people doing stuff and they do it over and over and over again. And you be like, you got to let them do it over and over again, because you got to figure out, like, well, what is the motive behind this? Like, are you really that dumb? Like, I'm trying to size you up. Like, are you really doing this, or are you just, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to come at people the wrong way, even though they're coming at you the wrong way. You don't want to turn the energy. Sometimes people are just not there, right? And we have to attack the situation based on their level of awareness, right? So it's just like, all of that comes into play, whether I'm interacting with people, planning stuff, you know what I mean? Planning things for myself, whatever. And so it's just like, you get all wrapped up and trapped up in the information that you never really make the steps, And another pitfall that I fall for, girl, people come to me with their problems, and I never like sit and wallow in my problem. Like, if I have a problem, the first instinct that I have is to fix it. Like, how can I fix it? Like, what is the problem? I'm researching the problem at hand, and then I'm coming up with solutions, right? But sometimes, and this is something I had to learn, that sometimes people really just want to talk to you about their problem, right? And I have an issue with just sitting there and listening to problems all day. I'm not going to lie. I tune it out because if you're not actively solving the problem and you keep complaining about the same thing, we haven't come up with a strategy, we haven't come up with anything, then what exactly are we doing? Are we venting? You see what I'm saying? Because my goal is to never have problems ever. Like, that is a main motivator, is to like not have problems. So if I get a problem, one, I'm happy that we have this problem, because I'm running out of things to solve. So thanks for being here, Mr. Problem. But like, I'm trying to solve the problem. Some people love their problems, and their problems are their identity, and they have nothing else to talk about, and they want to offload that energy into you, right? I've learned that because I'm coming up with strategies. I'm coming up with this. So you'll never have to face that problem again. Sometimes, like, I would never wish problems on anybody. I would never want anybody to experience certain problems that I have experienced. So my first thing I want you to do is do whatever it is that I feel like is the thing. And I'd be mad when people don't take my advice. I'd be mad when I give people, they didn't ask for it, but I gave it to you, and you should just, why would you want a problem around? Why would you want to be in that type of situation? Like, why would you want that for yourself? But some people like that. Sometimes they just want you to listen to them, you know what I mean? And their problems. And I'm still working on that. But it's just like, it's getting to the point where I am so good at planning for myself, now other people, now whole teams. Like, your girl is a mastermind, but it's just kind of like, when it comes to doing things for myself, right? How do we put the foot to the pavement, right? How do we get going? And I think something, and hopefully this helps you, something that I've learned is that I am planning, analyzing, researching, doing all these different things because I don't want to make a mistake. I don't like making mistakes. Growing up, mistakes were not the vibes. You were supposed to do it right the first time so you don't have to do it again. All right. And I hated having to go back. Like, I showed y'all my to-do list. I like to do my to-do list, tick it off the to-do list, and move on about my day. I don't like having to go back and circle back. I hate circle back. I'm not coming back. We're not going to revisit anything, right? So the issue is stemming from wanting to get things done perfectly that first time. And what I'm learning is that perfection is an illusion. It's never going to be perfect. But in order to achieve perfection, right? It's never going to be perfect, but in order to achieve that perfection, you have to do it over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? Like practice makes it perfect, as they would say. So you have to be unafraid of making those mistakes. Things like, it'd be ugly the first time you draw something. It'd be looking weird. You know what I mean? It's not giving what you felt like it was supposed to give, but you have to, that cringe part, yeah, we gotta bridge that gap. Okay. I have my notes. You know, let me flip the page. Okay. So yes, avoiding mistakes. The other thing is like, when you make a mistake, everything right now is all online. Okay. And so it's not just you making a mistake. It's not just you know what I mean, being cringy. It's all online. Right. So that makes the pressure that much more anxiety inducing. Okay. Because it's like, it ain't, you just drawing it and you just doing it like it's just you, right? It's just you. But when you're doing things on a, you know, you're being visible, you're doing things on a, hold on now. Hey, don't be playing. My dog, listen, she be playing with them doors. Like, don't be opening and closing doors in here. Because it's only me in here. So the doors should not be doing it. She be trying to be sneaky and think I don't know that she trying to be sneaky. And she be trying to, yeah, like, no, that she got caught just now. Anyway, visibility. It's hard to put yourself on Front Street, you know, being vulnerable, sharing yourself, because you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to be cringy in front of other people because the internet never forgets, right? So, you know, how do you balance that? Right? It just makes you feel not safe in sharing, because I don't feel like people are very nice. You know, we're very judgmental. We expect perfection from everybody on day one. You see what I'm saying? And so it's hard for people to be vulnerable and share real stories. We say we want authenticity, but when you get authenticity, will it be accepted, right? And are you, you know, comfortable with being uncomfortable with people not liking you? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like all these different factors that go into, here I am overthinking right now. Just overthink. I'm giving you every little thing. Like when I be thinking about stuff, I be thinking about everything, all the contributing factors that, you know, would keep you from doing something, right? The other part is instability and trauma, right? To over prepare. You know, I can definitely say that feeling like I need to prepare, like I have to have my talking points. I can't just sit in front of the camera and I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'd be afraid that I'm gonna be talking off the rails and I'm gonna forget something. Like I just kind of, it makes me feel good, even though I'm gonna do that anyway. All right, I'm going to go off the rail anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway. But it just makes me feel better when I have a sheet of paper sitting here, because it just, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to, like, even if I know the directions of where I'm going, I'm still gonna put, you know, Apple Maps on, because I just want to see it on the screen. You know, I don't want her to talk that much because I know where I'm going, right? I know where I'm going. I don't need you to talk, but just be there. You know what I mean? For moral support. And so it just helps me to feel like I have a little bit of control, even though I know you can't control everything, and knowing myself, like I'm going to go off script or whatever, but it's just kind of like, I just need a rough draft. I just need some talking points just to keep myself organized, because I know I can be unorganized, even though I'm organized, but we have to put systems in place to be organized. We have to do that. The other thing is feeling like we have to hustle all the time. Go, 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 right? And I feel like that's a good thing, but also a bad thing, because you never take time to reflect. But the hustle culture is action oriented, right? And so I feel like I haven't been on my hustle culture. You know what I mean? Like hustling and getting things done. I've been getting things done for like other people, but I haven't been getting things done for myself. And I feel like when it comes to myself, I'm over planning, over preparing, just want to make sure everything is perfect. Because you just never know how, you're being perceived and different things of that nature. Okay. So all of these things that I just talked about have cost me time. We have been wasting time. All this time we sat here for 15 minutes and we have told you about every little thing, right? All that time. The time we spent planning and preparing, if we would have cut that in half, we could have spent the other half actually doing something, right? So that's why I feel like this year is going to be a year of being action oriented, getting things done. I don't care how messy it is. I don't care what it takes. We got the lights, we got the camera, we gonna get some action in. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, what else do you think you need? You know what I mean? Like, what else is there to do other than to do? You know what I mean? Like, we're getting everything else. Like, there's a lot that goes into completing your goals or, wanting to change your life. There is a lot of things that go into it, but the main thing is the doing part. Actually putting one foot in front of the other. You have to do something, right? So yeah, the other part is, overthinking. The more you think about it, like your instinct will tell you like, boom, you should do this. You should do that. You should, you know what I mean? That's your gut instinct. But like when you overthink it and you are presented with more information and you start to second guess yourself, like, oh, I don't think that that's the best thing. Or what did they say? For instance, I'm trying to do a diet, right? I was trying to do keto. Okay, well, where keto is moderate protein, right? Moderate protein, low to no carb, all right? And then like a high fat diet, right? But I can't, I don't know what this turning 30 thing, can't do it, right? So then we go into PSMF, protein sparing modified fasting. So now you're going to go into a high protein, low fat, low carb. So the diets are opposite. Then you want to do vegetarian. Okay. You want to do vegetarian, which is nothing but fruits and vegetables. Okay. And you gonna need something. But say if I wanted to work out and do insanity, because I did insanity and lost a lot of weight. That was a good idea. You need carbs. You can't be jumping around doing cardio like that and you ain't got no carbs in your system. You're going to fall out. You're going to pass out for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that. One, we are wasting time. All right? Because it don't matter what you do. It's calories in, calories out. That's number one. Number two, do what works. Okay? Do what works. It's just too many things. You just have to do what works. And that's going to be calories in, calories out. But it's like I'm second guessing what is going to work, because you read one thing, they tell you water is good, and then another thing saying water is bad. Juicing is good, juicing is bad, it's too much sugar. It's like all this extra information, and you can't never get nothing done, because one source is credible in saying one thing, and another source, which is also credible, and they're negating what they're saying. So it's like you can never get nothing done, and you can't even trust nobody like that for real, because you don't know who is being sponsored and who's not being sponsored. Who opinion can I really trust like that for real? You have to trust yourself, right? But that overthinking, overanalyzing, that research, all of that, keeping you from trusting yourself, okay? You got to go with your gut instinct, okay? So the other part is momentum. You cutting out the momentum, because when you're not moving, you're not taking action, I feel like our success or our progress is cumulative. So it's going to be a combination of all the efforts that we have put in. But if you never put no effort in, then no, you ain't going to have no momentum. You never got the ball rolling because you never started rolling the ball. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Over planning causes chronic anxiety. Okay, chronic anxiety, because you're always like, what's going to happen? What if this happened? This going to happen. It's like a revolving conspiracy theory web, okay, of what is to come, what might not come, What if it don't come? How would I feel? It's just like, and then the feelings associated with things happening or not happening. You see what I'm saying? Well, what if I don't lose the weight? What if I don't get this thing that I feel like I should get? But what if I do? What if I, you know what I mean? It's like, what if, you know, all these different things, all these different variables. I'm always assessing the variables. Okay. Listen. And that's how you get stuck in analysis paralysis, because you're paralyzed. You can't move. You have not moved because you're stuck, you know. And something that has been helping me is to do one hard thing, you know, because I feel like all this overthinking, all this analysis and all of this stuff is really like, it's really giving a jail, right? And it's a negative feedback loop, and you're limited by what you have seen. Like, you might believe something, you have this set of beliefs, and you look for reinforcing beliefs, right? And so you are always right because you're always looking for things to reinforce what you already believe, right? So we need to start picking one thing, right? My favorite thing to say is, I can do hard things. And I have to think about, well, what's hard for me? You know what I mean? What's hard for me? For me, I would say showing up is hard, because your girl, I like to flake. I like to cancel plans. I don't like commitment. You know, all this time I was thinking that, you know, it was the guy. No, it's me. I don't want all of that. You know what I mean? But it's just like, we're going to commit. Pick like one thing and just commit to just doing that one thing. And you get to prove to yourself like, okay, well, if I was able to do this one hard thing, and I've been doing very well at this one hard thing, then I can do another thing that's hard, right? And as you build, you know, you can break those negative feedback loops, because you've already done, you've proven success doing this, right? This is just like that, you know, this is actually easier. Let's try to do that, right? So it's just like breaking that up, okay? The other thing is like actually taking action, okay? And sometimes I feel like I have all this information and but I be just like, Chad, what do we need to do? And just do steps 1, 2, and 3. I try to keep it chunking. That's on my IEP plan. Look, we have to do the chunking, right? Things that will only take me, you know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Okay. 15, 20 minutes. You can do anything 15, 20. You can do anything, right? But like, what is the action? What can we do? Whatever it is doing. You gotta do something, you know. You have to build it up. The first time you can't do like I'm not gonna say you can't, but just, you know, setting realistic goals is a thing, because I be trying to do outlandish things. I be trying to do outlandish, just do everything. You know what I mean? Like, we saw my to-do list. I put all this stuff on one day, knowing good and well, I'm not gonna be able to do that. And I've also been looking at like, I'm not gonna be doing, today is Wednesday. Y'all, I'm so tired. You know, because on Monday, the coffee is coffeeing. And then by Tuesday, okay. And by Wednesday, I'm so tired. Thursday, girl. And then Friday, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Right? So, and it happens. And then I get to sleep over the weekend. And then we have the energy on Monday. So it's just kind of like, I can't do everything on one day. Maybe we should, instead of trying to do everything on one day, let's break up these tasks based on how much time or effort it's going to take. And then, you know, from there, we can pace ourselves instead of trying to do it all at one time, trying to do everything all in one day. And then you mad because you didn't get it done. Well, you was trying to do too much, right? So let's set realistic expectations and goals and initiative, right? We can't be doing everything. Pace yourself and then plan for breaks. I don't be planning for a break. I don't be planning for all of that. Knowing I need a break, I don't be planning for the break. And see, you got to set yourself up for success by knowing how you work and how you do things. No, we're not making excuses, but everybody don't work the same, right? Everybody don't work the same. And so, really look at how you get things done. How do you do things? Okay. Yeah. I was having a conversation with a coworker, and she was really adamant about whether or not I liked her or not, because she had came by and I didn't speak to her. Or I said something like I was in a meeting, and I was like, and she just wanted to know, like, whatever. And I was just like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, some questions you could write an email, right? She just wanted to know how people felt about her. Listen, I don't know. And so we had this really deep conversation, and the consensus was like, sometimes we interrupt people, right? And they're already doing stuff, and we put our needs on other people, and then we get mad when they're not being receptive to our needs. You could have just wrote an email. You're saying that you don't have a lot of time, right? You're saying that you don't have a lot of time, but you took the energy to walk down here and ask a question that had nothing to do with what we're doing. Like, people be already doing stuff, and people don't communicate like that. Like, you think I don't like you, but I just don't like nobody. I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do. I don't be actively seeking nobody out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but we had a really good conversation about that, because I never, like, when I'm trying to get something done, I'm trying to get something done. It's not about, how we feel. It's about a job. You see what I'm saying? Like, but some people have to relate emotionally, right? But I look at it like a nuisance because it's wasting my time. I don't be trying to waste time with emotions. Maybe I should do better about that. Like, when people talk to me about their problems, like, I'm very receptive at that time. But like, when we're trying to get a job done, I'm trying to get a job done. And the only thing that matters to me is getting that job done. Yeah. I'm trying to apply that same energy at work in my personal life. But the thing is, I feel like we work so much that all of our energy is spent at work, and we don't have time we feel like we need permission to apply that same level of boss, right, to our own things. And I'm learning that, no, like, if I can build things for other people, if I can spearhead things for other organizations, I can do that for myself. And I'm actually going to apply that to myself, right? But the thing is, we have to do it. And I'm noticing, like, I was like, me planning and never doing anything is kind of like the equivalent of when you go to work and they have all these meetings and they're like, circle back, circle back, circle back. Let's check in with this person and that person and this person. And they never get anything done. And I hate that. When I'm at work, I want to get things done. Just give me a to-do list and it's done by tomorrow. Move on. And then I'm chilling for the rest of the week. You see what I'm saying? So now we're doing it for our YouTube channel. Yes. I hope I'm inspiring you, girl. I'm hoping I'm inspiring you. Hold on. Let me make sure we covered everything. Because sometimes I be having this, list of things I want to talk about. And I be talking about everything without, okay, this is something else. Okay. All right. So giving yourself deadlines. Okay. I have to set a deadline, but my deadline, it needs to be like a daily action, right? Something that has to get done every single day. Okay. Because if I be like, oh, by the end of the week, I noticed that I was like being lenient on myself. Like, oh, you only want to do 3 videos a week, 3 times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. So if we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's 3 videos. Well, do it matter what day? You see what I'm saying? Like, I be loopholing it. So I had to be strict. Like, no, you have to do it every day, every single day. And this has to be a part of the plan, a part of the thing. So don't be lenient, and you need to set a deadline. Like, the action needs to be done on this specific day. It needs to be done It needs to be like definite, right? Like don't be setting vibes and intentions and energy and tones like I be doing, girl. No. The other thing is like, instead of saying what if, say even if. You know what I mean? Even if this happens, this is still going to happen. We're not going to worry about what could happen, like the worst case scenario. Reframe that into thinking about what's the best case scenario. Okay. Win situation instead of a lose-lose situation, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So there's no need for us to be, replaying or thinking of the worst thing that could possibly happen. Because if you think of the worst thing that could happen, you just like, wow, I just don't want to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to show up. I'm just not going to whatever, if you're always thinking about the worst case scenario, because then the problem, or the perceived problem, not even real, becomes bigger than the blessing. You see what I'm saying? Or the work that you need to get done, and so there, Other thing is we have to build self-trust. We're learning to trust ourselves. The me, myself, and I. I've been listening to that on repeat because I know that I would never do anything to harm myself. I will always put myself on the up and up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we made some bad choices, but like, we did really good. We've been doing really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been winning way more than we've been losing. So you got to trust yourself. I trust myself. You know what I mean? I know that whatever it is, we gonna ride till the wheels fall off, for real. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like you build that self-trust by taking action. Okay, whatever the action is, you just start taking the action. And you prove to yourself like, okay, like this is day 3 for me. Clap it up. Clap it up. Day 3. You know what I mean? And I ate already. I had a headache, y'all. I had a headache and I was like, ooh, I can't make it. I've been doing juicing. I've been eating chickpeas and vegetables. And I'm like, oh my God, I want some Oreos. That's what I really, really want. But I did not have any Oreos. But I'm going to have to rework something because the calories are off. But the clothes are fitting slim. So I don't know. So the other thing is we need to do a full identity shift, right? A full identity shift. We're shifting from planning to execution, right? Thinking, because listen, we already got the plan. We already know what we're going to do. You know what I mean? Like we already got the plan. We already have the play-by-play, right? We can start taking those steps. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, taking the steps are really hard. It is very hard. And people not gonna understand. Like people don't get it, but the goal for this year is to stop living in the cerebral. Okay. We need to be out in the field, getting it done, right? And so, that only comes with actually doing it. I'm not going to say it's not fun, but I feel like for people that don't get it, like some people, they can just do things. They just go through life doing things and they never think about their actions or the consequences of their actions. And, I'm always thinking about the consequences of my actions, always thinking about how people would perceive this and that. And so that's why I don't understand like the fact that people don't get how they come off to people. It's concerning, right? Because even though I say I don't mean to be rude, I am being rude because you came in here asking me questions, right? Like I'm not doing nothing already. Okay? Like they have phones. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be rude, but like, why? You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like, people go through life and they don't care how they offend or whatever other people. I really be thinking about how other people think about certain things or what would possess them to do certain actions or how they were able to do this or what did it take for them to get to this level or whatever the case may be. I'm always looking at that, always trying to figure it out. Okay. Because y'all, I don't be wanting to make no mistake. I don't be wanting to wake up and be like, dang, I went down the wrong road. This road is going to I got to go back 3 more years to go back the other way and then start over for another 3 years. So that's 6 years that I got to, Like, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to go back and redo nothing. So I want to get all the information. And if somebody got the information, I'm going to read it. I'm going to, duly noted. Duly noted. I'm going to do all of that, right? But I'm learning that there's no amount of research. There's no amount of preparation that could prepare you for every little thing. Like it just doesn't exist. Okay. The limit does not exist. Okay. And if you spend your life thinking about all the ways that things could go wrong, if you spend your lives thinking about all the bumps you might hit on the road, like you never get on the road. If you're thinking about all the potholes and just everything, you just never gonna do it. You just never gonna do it. And so it's just kind of like, what matters more to you? Does your dream, your ambition, your goals, does that matter more to you? Or is it, the fear? You know what I mean? Something that is sticking with me. I was explaining this very video to my mom. I did. And she was just like, God has not given us the spirit of fear, right? And so when she was like, who gave it to us then? But like, we don't have to be afraid, and we have to let tomorrow worry about itself, and we have to do what we have to do for today. Okay. So my voice about to go out. Okay. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you again tomorrow.